Okay, what's going on, LBHT crew? Yolanda, Hendo, what is going on?
Nada.
Welcome
Not
to
much.
the show.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Happy
How are you
Wednesday.
doing, Jose? How are you, Hendo, and everyone in the chat?
I'm well, and yourself?
Doing just fine.
Awesome. We have two special guests in here. Oh man, I didn't even cut off these notifications. See, I'm struggling already, man.
I miss you, Brodny.
He's on his way to Japan right now. 2 seconds into the show, I'm already messing up. But like Yolanda said, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. Speaking of Brodny, there he is. Says, have a great show, y'all. Thanks for filling in. There you go.
Brodny, it's for you.
Green grass juice.
Oh, the green drink. The green drink. Yes, Bazel was first. Salute to Bazel. Thanks for coming through. Hendo is late 9. Okay. Living big with Big Reg. What's going on? Thanks for coming through. Who else we got in here? MJ is here. What's going on, MJ? We got Jeremy Miller. What's going on? Says Brodny heading to Japan, and we get Yolanda. It should be a good show. Indeed. Just Allo, what's going on? Salute to you. Says, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Same to you, Just Allo. Thank you. Says, I wish I could go to Japan. Yeah. Purple crying. Yes. All right. Look, the Ravens are on a bye, but we're not on a bye. And we're going to have a lot of fun today. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm still here. I got to turn off these notifications real quick because if I don't, everybody will call me.
Yeah, right. Just because the Ravens are on a bye does not mean that we are on vacation or we're taking a break. We are here to stream, and they're here to give you the content all week long.
Correct.
All week?
And through the weekend, too.
You're right. Up until Saturday. You are correct.
No, you have to stream on Sunday. Your normal stream on Sunday. Just because there's no game for the Ravens this weekend, there's other news around the NFL to report.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I'm not upside down here. Oh, great. Perfect. I thought I was going to put me upside down. All right, we're good. All right, look, we are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Am I missing? And Twitch. Yes, we are back on Twitch. So wherever you're watching us, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you're following us, all that good stuff. If you're listening to us on the audio side, make sure you leave a 5-star review. We are available wherever you listen to podcasts. All right. So tell your friends. All right. Oh, we got some more people in here. Look who's here. Chris White is here. It says, gang. What's going on? Killer Cam says, he says, it's nice to meet us every week. Says, right. Mucho gusto. Just say hola. Right. Salute, Killer. Thanks for coming through. Who else? We got everybody so far. More people coming in. All right. Look, we got some stuff to discuss. Okay. We got some injuries for the Ravens. All right. People getting hurt on the days off. Okay. I don't appreciate it. We got a rogue owner, David Tepper, who thinks he's Jerry Jones without the charisma, without the football background. Okay. Without any redeeming qualities whatsoever. Okay. But he wants to be Jerry Jones. We're going to discuss him and his shenanigans. All right. We're going to discuss some NBA. There is a sale in the NBA. Yes. So we'll talk about that. And we're going to do something interesting in a little bit. We're going to do something interesting. I don't want to spoil it. You guys don't even know what's going on yet. You don't even know what's going on, but it's going to be fun. All right. Everybody, even the chat's going to get involved with this. All right. And if this works out, this will be maybe a weekly thing. We'll see. All right. But first, even though B is in Japan, he left a special Black History fact for you. And we're going to play it right now.
Welcome to this week's LBHT Black History Fact. In 1579, a black man by the name of Yasuke arrived in Japan. Yasuke became the first recorded black samurai, while in service to Oda Nobunaga. When Nobunaga first encountered Yasuke, he ordered that the black man be washed clean. Upon learning that Yasuke was simply born black, Nobunaga had a celebration, welcoming Yasuke to court. Within a few days, Yasuke had agreed to serve the powerful lord. His time with the daimyo was short-lived, however, because in 1582, while traveling to a battle, Nobunaga was betrayed by one of his generals, Akechi. His personal guard of 30 men was attacked, while Nobunaga, along with Yasuke, was at a nearby temple. Rather than be killed or captured by the traitor, Nobunaga committed ritual suicide, seppuku, which involved a trusted servant severing his head from his body. Yasuke was present at the time and was able to escape with Nobunaga's head, preventing it from falling into Akechi's hands and weakening his claim as ruler. Akechi was defeated in battle soon after. No one knows what happened to Yasuke himself after that day, but it is clear his actions helped change the course of Japanese history forever.
Okay.
Oh, well done, Brodny.
Well done. I just hope we don't get flagged for those clips. That came from the Netflix original Yasuke, okay, based on a real person, a real black samurai. Okay. Very interesting. It was a solid series. I thought it could have been a little better, but it wasn't bad. All right. All right. Who else we got in here? Coach is here. What's going on, Coach? Thanks for coming through. Oh, Killer Cam says, "Cómo estás, Yolanda?" Okay, breaking out the Spanish for Yolanda. Okay, all right.
I speak French, so I can respond to you in French.
That's fine. That's one of the romance languages, right?
It is.
Was it French,
Italian.
Spanish, Italian?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, I know a little bit. Olumide, what's going on? Says hello, fellas. What's going on with you? Raven Ron's in the house. Salute. We got DDSQ in the house. Says, what's good, y'all? What's good with you, DDSQ? And Danity, salute Danity, says, welcome to the stream. Already 42 in the building. Hit the like button and subscribe. You took the words right out of my mouth. All right.
Do what Danity just said.
Just do that right there. Just do that. All right. Et toi, is that French?
Et toi.
Et toi? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, killer. Your Googling skills is on point. Siri, how do you say in you?
Impressive.
All right, look, you are the guest. All right, I'm not gonna go too much into Panthers stuff without B, but I do want to discuss David Tepper's recklessness. We don't have to start there. We can start with the Ravens going on a bye. You know what? I didn't even do any banners. See, this is B's job. We'll start with some Ravens talk. Okay. Ravens bye week. I'm doing it on the fly. Okay. Here we go. Now, we kind of stumbled a little bit into our bye week, but not even stumble. I say a little trip. It's one of those trips where like you keep your stride and you keep going. Maybe somebody saw it, maybe they didn't. Okay. It was one of those embarrassing ones where you tripped and fell and everybody's just trying to hold it laughing. All right. We're 9-3. I'll take it, but there's some things that concern me. Okay. They're almost exclusively on the offensive side. All right. One of the ones I wanted to talk about, injuries, right? That's the one thing that we want to kind of heal up during this bye week, come out healthy. But your guy, the guy that's still on the O Express, it's not O&O anymore. It's just O. It's one O. The other O jumped off. The guy on the O Express, David Ojabo, a.k.a. Injured Bo, and this does not help his case, gets hurt on his day off. He is out for the season. What happened? What's going on? Like, did he re-injure himself? Was it a plan? Was it planned surgery? I don't know. I just saw that he's on IR. So he's out for the rest of the year. I mean, thank goodness we weren't relying on him.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I don't think it was a re-injury because initially it was the Achilles that he injured, I guess a season and a half ago. But what I hear this past week, it was an ACL injury.
Mm-hmm.
So he's having surgery to repair ACL damage.
Yeah, so what happened? So what I think happened was back in week 3 when he initially got hurt, it was a partially torn ACL. So the option was either surgery or hopefully it'll heal on its own. So he opted with letting it heal to see how well it would do so he could come back and play this year. But apparently he didn't heal quick enough and waited until week 12 to say, you know what, let's have the surgery, delaying my Ravens future even further because I don't think he'll possibly be ready for the start of next season. Don't know.
All right. Well, listen, he's going into year 3, right? Mm-hmm. He's played what, 5 games? I think they said a total of 5 games.
Minimal production.
He's played 5 games.
So, so far he is a busted pick. Okay, and if you guys don't know, okay, you guys need to be on point here. You guys know the difference between the bust and the busted pick because we went over this, but I'll explain it for you guys that missed that episode. All right, we still got to put out a video on this. Okay, a bust is a player that had high expectations and did nothing with his career. All right, think Ryan Leaf, DeMarcus Russell. Those are the famous busts. Right, busted pick is a player who was picked high and didn't work out for the original team. Okay. So you have players like Marshawn Lynch. People don't remember. He wasn't bad, but he didn't work out for the Bills. Right? Had a Hall of Fame career with the Seahawks. You know, Brett Favre, busted pick for the Falcons. Okay. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Played for the Packers. Okay. That's a busted pick. It's too early to call Ojabo a bust. Right? But he's damn sure looking like a busted pick.
I say it as both. Because listen, 2 games this first year, 3 games 2.5 games this season. Potentially, we don't know how long he's going to be out next season, and that's with the hopes that he doesn't get injured again. Trying to over rehab one part of his body, neglecting another part, so he may get injured next year, and that's going to be 3 straight years that he has not produced us. And he was a high 2nd round pick.
Yeah, I mean, is he a bust? You know, I mean, he's got a whole career in front of him, and it could just be he's just got hurt, unfortunately, early on, and once he gets over it, he'll be productive. But it just doesn't look good. He's definitely not going to work out for us, unless he comes in next year and just, I don't know, just plays out of his mind. Because right now we got Jadeveon Clowney. I know he's only on a 1-year deal, and Van Noy, but they're playing really well. Right. I suspect they'll bring at least one of them back. Right. So you got to deal with that. You got Owe, Yolanda's guy, he's stepping up. So he's going to at least be in the rotation. Now, the thing that could help with Jabo is who knows what's going to happen with Tyus Bowser. Right. I don't even know what's going on with him right now. Harbaugh doesn't know what's going on with him right now. He has no words for it. So will he be back next year? Probably not. I would suspect they get rid of him. But with Ojabo, Clowney, possibly Van Noy coming back, and whoever they draft, because they're definitely going to draft somebody. Right? Yeah.
I don't know.
No, go ahead.
I don't know if I'm ready to call Ojabo a bust. I think what I would need to see first is him healthy, or at least healthy enough to where he can play, and see him play a stretch of games, not 5 games over a 2-season span, but a stretch of games to see whether or not he is able to produce as was expected of him. So that's what I'd need to see before I can just, call him a certified bust. But he's certainly disappointment, to say the very least.
Yeah. Yes, he is. And to Tyus Bowser, after all these weeks, they kind of tried to run a spin article on him saying that he's dealing with an angry knee, saying that the knee is flaring up on him after 12 weeks.
What's an angry knee?
It's not responding to treatment. It's not healing properly like it's supposed to.
It needs therapy.
Swelling, a lot of swelling.
No, it's swelling in his ego because there's not his ego, but there's a rift between him and the Ravens, and this is the last year of his contract.
Oh, it is the last year of the contract.
I do believe so. So this might be. Listen, we may be saying goodbye to a lot of Ravens after this offseason. I think that they should re-sign or extend Jadeveon Clowney now, because he's on track for career highs in every stat.
Oh yeah,
So
this is going to be his best year. He has 7.5 sacks right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to most likely clear 10.
Yep.
He should have already had 12. Right. I mean, that's the only knock on him is he misses a lot of these. He doesn't wrap up well, but he gets there. And this is by the end of the year. This is going to be a career year for him, and I think both sides will be motivated to get the deal done. I think he'll be back for sure.
But why not extend him now before his value gets too high?
I agree. Van Noy too. Van Noy is highly productive, and these guys aren't going to break the bank at their age, especially Van Noy. But yeah, bring them back. You got some security there, and Owe, I think he'll be even better next year. He might even take over one of those starting positions. I know. Hendo's just like
the only reason I'm doing this, I'm happy for him, honestly. But the only reason I'm doing this is because every time you say Owe's name, she just starts beaming and just starts shaking like.
She's like, Hendo, you have any words?
He's been fantastic job.
I agree, Killer. We signed both. Yeah,
he was nowhere to be seen his last game, but for the past 5 games, he's had a sack. He's turned a corner. Now, if he can stay healthy, along with Ojabo, this could be something going for us in the future. But
name one player who has been present every single game.
Matabike, Kyle Hamilton,
and I think it would stop. No, I think it would stop right there. Clowney missed several sacks at the beginning of the season, which he should have had, which he would now have at least a double digits. So besides Kyle Hamilton and Matabike, how many of them do we have to account for? So just because Odafe Owe did not have the greatest of games last game, he's in good company with the rest of the team.
I'm just picking with you. I just said he had four sacks
in 5 games. There for what it's worth. I just wanted to set that.
I didn't think he played bad last game. I mean, I can't say anybody on the defense played bad. Even the ones with the low grades, when you're playing that good of a defense, not everybody's going to get is going to get stats. But,
don't get me wrong. He didn't play bad. I honestly, and I'm not even joking, I didn't see him on the field until the third quarter. End of the third quarter. I was like, is 99 playing?
Yeah, but this is something that B has pointed out about Owe, and he's absolutely right, and I'm starting to see it too, is he has a sense for the moment. He has a sense of urgency, right? When they need to have a play, that's when he steps up. Right now, if you look at that strip sack that Clowney had, Owe was right there too. He fell down. He was going hard, but he recovered quickly. And if Clowney would have done his Clowney things and missed the sack, Owe would have been right there. Yeah. So that's what I like about Owe. He understands those situational plays where, all right, this is big here. Like, we got to get them off the field. Like, we can't let them get in the end zone. We can't let them get this first down. And he goes all out. I love that. I love that. So, yeah, man, I like Owe, man. I didn't like that we picked him where we picked him because he was a developmental player, but he's developing, So I gotta give him a shout out for that. All right, the other injury that I want to discuss, the much maligned Ronnie Stanley. Okay. Listen. Oh, okay. Here we go. Yes, get your booze. Get your booze out. All right. John Harbaugh came out and said that Ronnie Stanley's still dealing with a knee and ankle injury. Obviously, that's the most obvious thing. Somebody that good doesn't fall off that quickly, right? The question is, are they ever going to let him heal? Right. This is the problem I have with it. I'm gonna go on a little rant, and then y'all take the mic from me. Okay. This goes back to when we got Villanueva, when we foolishly just let Orlando Brown go and said, no, it's cool. We got Villanueva, even though he's never played right tackle ever, and he was in decline for years at left tackle, right? Steelers couldn't wait to get rid of him. We signed him. Ronnie Stanley wasn't ready to play. Didn't play the whole preseason. Wasn't ready to play. But they said, well, damn, Villanueva doesn't look good. So let's get Ronnie Stanley out there. He went out there in that Raiders game. Oh, no, it wasn't. Was it the Raiders game where he played hurt and got, yeah. Is it the Raiders game or the game before that or the preseason game before that? One of those games, Ronnie Stanley got hurt himself. All right. No. Villanueva started the season. I remember now. He started the season in that Raiders game. Looked awful. They brought Ronnie Stanley back after that. And then he got hurt. And he missed all that time. That's what happened. First game.
No. It okay. Well, it was Juwan James.
First game. Yes. Raiders were the first game.
Juwan James. He was starting the left tackle.
He never played.
He went down in like 4 plays. He went down in the first 4 plays of the game. And then they had to move Villanueva to the left.
Yes.
He started at right tackle.
Yes. And then Ronnie came, and then they brought Ronnie back after that.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So he wasn't ready to play then, but they saw how bad they were looking at left tackle, and they said, you got to play. Hurts himself, missed most of the season, right? Come back this season. Tell he's still not 100%, right? Went out there, gets hurt again, and now he's still hurt. And we were all assuming he wasn't going to be back until after the bye week. And they're like, no, we got to get him playing now. And of course, he doesn't look good, right? But we're going to criticize him for not playing well. But the head coach acknowledged that he's not ready to play. He's got a knee and ankle injury that's affecting his technique. That's what he said. It's affecting his technique. Why do you have him out there? Because what you have behind him is that much worse. And you can't have that big of a fall off, yo. Like they've drafted a lot of players. They re-signed McCarry, right? And you don't trust him to go out there? No. But okay, all right. I'll get off my soapbox now. The floor is yours.
I just don't think Stanley is anywhere near 100%. And we need to have a conversation. I think this is a good time to have a conversation about it. And Jose, I take your point. If we don't play Stanley, who else do we have? What other options do we have? Well, you're right. We don't really have any other options. So at this point, it's just a wing and a prayer and hoping that Ronnie Stanley can cobble himself together and like sustain for the rest of the season into the postseason. But beyond that, why didn't the front office address it in the offseason? Why didn't they address it in the draft? And that should have been the course of action, even as insurance, to say, okay, we believe Ronnie Stanley should be back, but in the event he's not, let's have a insurance policy. Let's draft, let's go in free agency, whatever we need to do to make sure that we're well prepared in the event we have to play several games without Ronnie.
Yeah. Okay, so the chat's correcting me. Killer says Ronnie played versus the Raiders and then got hurt. And then was the Jets the first game?
The Jets was the first game. The Jets was the first game.
Thank you, Killer. Thank you, Don Mingo. Appreciate that. Ronnie started at left tackle versus the Raiders. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. But basically they saw what they were working with in Villanueva, and they're like, we can't go out there with that. And we all saw it as soon as he started at left tackle. It was obvious, right? But why did they keep to Yolanda's point? Why did they keep putting themselves in a situation where they don't have an answer over there unless Ronnie's there, and Ronnie never gets an opportunity to just heal? Sometimes you just have to wait. I know it's a long time. I know people are getting frustrated, but you have to just let him heal, get to 100% or close to it, so you can have that quality left tackle, right? He's out there battling every week, not looking great. And, all you're doing is prolonging his recovery, So you just have poor O-line play, and it's affecting the whole O-line. They all look bad.
Yeah.
Now, Jose, me and you only here. But I'm gonna say this. Yes, they do need to allot him some time to heal. And like I said, I was asking people like, why is he playing? Like, we got this game, which I'm not saying we didn't need him, but being that Joey Bosa was out, let him rest, let him get that extra week on the bye week. But playing devil's advocate, some will say he had a couple years to heal. And just from the Ravens front office side, they're like, yo, we paying you all this money. We need some production in return for the value of the money that we're paying you.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I put most of this blame, like Yolanda, on the front office. Like, even those years when he was injured, when he came back and he went out again, this is when you form your contingency plan and say, you know what, just in case. And just like they did with Jonathan Ogden, you take somebody and you play him at left guard or you play him at right tackle until they're ready or until you need them on the other side. But even the first game against Houston this year, Ronnie didn't look that good.
I don't think he was healthy then either.
No.
I'm going to play devil's advocate to your devil's advocate. Now, yes, he's often injured. Whose fault is that?
The Ravens.
It's 100% the Ravens because he's not the only player that's often hurt. We forget about Marlon Humphrey. He suffered a few injuries too.
Yes.
Right? We just talked about injured Bo, who can't get on the field. And
Marcus
look,
Williams, who was never injured when he played in New Orleans.
Rashad Bateman.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. And
Moses.
It's been well documented that their trainer, their former strength and conditioning coach or whatever he was a big part of it. Just the way that they go about practice, the way they go about managing injuries, and you can tell and again that all leads to Harbaugh because he doesn't like players that he thinks should be able to play not out there, right? And you've heard rumblings of players saying that they kind of get pressured to play when they're not quite ready. I think that's absolutely what's going on with Ronnie Stanley. Yeah, he's had 2 years, but within those 2 years, he was never getting the opportunity to just rest and recover. It was always, hey, can you play this week? Hey, can you play this week? Hey, are you ready? And I think that's what's going on with Tyus Bowser, to be honest. I think, we know John Harbaugh always lies. We're thinking it's not as big of an injury, but John Harbaugh is a liar 100% of the time when it comes to these injuries, right? And he's probably saying, oh, yeah, I think he'll be good enough or he'll get clear soon. And Bowser's like, no, I'm not ready. You're not gonna ruin me because you want to rush me out there. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I think it is. And I think the sticking point with a lot of the players, and that's what's going on with Tyus Bowser, because when it first came out at the beginning of the season, we're going to put him on here. He's going to be out a couple of weeks, put him on IR for a little bit. He'll be back for a fifth game, and it's continuing on. But for me, and this is a problem that I've seen with this organization time and again, they fired Steve Saunders, but they left the rest of his staff.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're still doing the same practices and procedures over and over again, and a lot of the players aren't having it. And we're going through the same thing with these injuries. Players are coming back, and I think it was Derek Wolfe. We thought Derek Wolfe was on his money grab when he came. He got injured and collected his money, but he went on TV and he was on YouTube and he was doing a podcast and he said, "I injured my leg and they lift."
Oh, your mic went out for a second. Wait, say something now.
Now? You hear me now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It sounded like you dropped your mic in a cup of water or something.
Oh no, this is providing internet. But yeah, he said that he injured himself and the exercises that they had him doing wasn't conducive to somebody coming back from a back injury. And that's why he got hurt the way that he did and couldn't come back. So it's like they're making people do things that aren't conducive. It's kind of like Lamar when he got hurt in the last game and they ran him up the middle the next play. Like, this organization doesn't really give a damn about these players. They just want production for the money. Yeah,
well said. Attitude Pop, what's going on? Says, have you seen the crazy throws Lamar's been throwing? The sidearm, unorthodox throws of Mahomes or Herbert or Josh made these throws. Whole media would be talking about it. Yeah, look, they talk about the Lamar throws. They do, especially those sidearm throws. I mean, it's a good pass. But you're right. They blow it up anytime those other quarterbacks make those type of passes. But I think the media is slowly starting to kind of lay off of the criticism of Lamar a little bit. They're always going to criticize him because it's a hot topic, right? But I think that, the more wins he racks up, the better he's looking. You know, some of these other quarterbacks that they've hyped up over him are starting to fade a little bit, starting to fall off. You know, they're starting to get quiet. So
For now.
yeah, for now. But yes. I just think I've said it before. I don't want this to be a Trent Williams situation where we just say, well, look, he's washed up. He's always hurt. He's no good anymore. Let him go. And then he goes play for somebody else. And he's the best tackle in the league.
Right. The exact same thing. Something with the training staff and his injury, and they mismanaged it.
Exactly. So I just that's I'm not saying he's gonna go back to being like an all-pro tackle. He may be done, but I'm just saying we gotta do our due diligence. Can we just see him healthy first?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the money. Like, why is everybody always counting the pockets of the offensive side of the ball? I don't care if we spend money on him. He's a good left tackle. Even a solid left tackle costs money.
Right.
Right.
And even if he's not old Ronnie Stanley, he's the best we got.
Facts. That's the other thing. Unless we're gonna do what it takes to move up in the draft and take a left tackle, a good left tackle. And even if we do that, let's say we move up and we get one of the better left tackles in the draft, you still can't cut Ronnie Stanley. You got to see this man play because, like we're about to talk about in a minute, over in Carolina, they drafted a left tackle high in the top 10. He is awful. Okay, we don't want a Ike Ekwonu situation over here. All right, so all right, but before we get over there, right now the Ravens are on a bye and they have time to lick their wounds and prepare for this long stretch. I want to go over these games games coming up here. All right. So I pull up the schedule here. First, we got 93 people in here. Wow, look at that. Hit that like button. All right. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. All right. I had to amend that because I said before Matt Canada gets fired, I thought Matt Canada was going to finish out the year.
Right.
Matt Canada said, challenge accepted. Okay.
For real.
Here's the schedule coming off the bye. Let me take this down for a second. All right. So next week we play the Rams. Win or loss? What do you guys say?
It's definitely a win.
Yeah, this is a win.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a definite win, especially after seeing what I saw last week.
Right.
Well, on Sunday, thinking that would have been a definite win against the Chargers. So I don't know that LA is a definite win, but I think we can find a way to walk out with a win.
I'll say this. This stretch of games, if we come out and lose to the Rams, I'm gonna say definite win. Right.
Okay.
Jacksonville at Jacksonville. But what?
I mean, no, they're gonna win. But what scares me is who's the kid that just ran for like $150?
Kyron Williams.
Yeah,
he's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, that's the only thing that gives me the pause. But we got that game though.
Kyron Williams, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in our dynasty league, he's on my team. Hit me up. Hit me up. Okay. You can get him for a low price. Right. Okay. Jacksonville at Jacksonville. Win or loss, primetime game. Okay. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's going to be a bigger challenge than San Fran. That's a hot take right there. But I think I don't know. I want us to win, but I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
No.
This is definitely going to be a win. I'm not, even though they are second in the AFC right now with an 8-3 record, I'm not as impressed with Jacksonville as everybody else is. I watched some of their games, and they really didn't get right until they did their London tour that they normally do, and they struggled last week against Houston. Not saying that Houston's a bad team, but they technically should have lost that game. And Trevor Lawrence is not playing up to the standard that they thought that he was going to play it when they made him the number one pick.
Yeah,
I take your point, Hendo. I do. I understand that, and you're right. However, you can't ignore the fact that the Ravens haven't been playing up to standard to what we expect for the talent that we have on our roster. So when you add that to the fact that they're playing in Jacksonville and, you know, they're in Duval, it's going to be, I don't know. I would love to see a win, but this game does give me this one makes me nervous.
Okay. Well, okay. This one doesn't make me nervous. I say definite win, because this is the pattern. It's a very tried and true formula with John Harbaugh. The bad teams, it's more than 50% chance that we lose.
Right.
The good teams, right?
Yeah.
You know, Jacksonville, I agree. I don't think they're quite as good as their record shows. Right? They're young talent. I don't think they're quite as good. But they look good on paper. It's a primetime game. And there's going to be some doubt there. Right? And those are the games that Harbaugh gets his teams up for. So I think that's a win.
Before we move on from that, I'm looking at Jeremy Miller's comment. The last one, Jaguars offense is bad against good defense. And I really think it's going to come down to that.
Oh.
Excellent point, Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor for us. How well our defense plays.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's going to be how we contain Travis Etienne, because he's good out the backfield, and we have to have somebody out there to cover him.
Yeah.
But you know, Evan Ingram.
Okay.
Calvin Ridley.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Ridley.
Look, the way our defense is playing, man. Like I said, I like our chances. I'll say that. I'll say that. And Danny says Ravens love winning on prime time. I agree, Danny, which is why I say San Francisco definite win. Okay, and OTR Mike has been saying this from the beginning of the year. We are going to beat the brakes off of them. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I out of all of the remaining teams, the one that concerned me the most is Jacksonville, but San Francisco, I think I have us as a win for this.
So beginning of the season, looking at the schedule, I was like, oh yeah, San Francisco going to beat us. But then seeing that 3-game skid, I was like, oh no, we got this. But then seeing our offense on this season skid, and listen, take nothing away from San Francisco, their defense is phenomenal. I know we have a great defense. Their defense is pretty good. Their corners might not be as good as ours are, but them up front, and especially adding Chase Young, gives them a different dimension, and they can score. I just want to know, can we contain Christian McCaffrey? If we can contain Christian McCaffrey, we got a chance, but I think this is a loss.
Ooh, as long as I don't believe in Brock Purdy, and as long as our defense plays to the level that they've been playing for the majority of the games, and we are able to frazzle Purdy. Remember, he's still a young, inexperienced quarterback in terms of I think, honestly, our defense is going to be the test for him. And I don't think he's ready for the Baltimore Ravens defense.
Okay, let me ask this question, Yolanda. So if he kind of puts it to Philadelphia this week and beats them, would you change your mind?
I'll have to watch to consider it. You know, my answer is always going to be it depends. It depends on how he won.
Okay.
Was it because Christian McCaffrey had an amazing game? Was it because, you know, like, how did he win? How was it more turnovers by Philadelphia than San Fran? So I'd have to revisit that after the game. But my instincts tell me no. My answer is still going to remain the same. Brock Purdy isn't ready for the Ravens defense, and I stand on that.
Gotcha.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I agree. I don't think. Yes, Christian McCaffrey, that's going to be a problem because we don't stop runs to the outside. This is true. But look,
it's tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. This is a primetime game. It's gonna be a highly anticipated game. Again, this is the type of game that Harbaugh wants to show that, you know, we can hang with anybody. And if it was anybody other than Brock Purdy, I would say, yeah, we're gonna have a problem. But Brock Purdy will turn that ball over against this defense. It don't matter who's out there on this field.
Agreed.
He'll mess it up.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Now here's where we have a little issue. I think look, if it goes the way I think it's gonna go, we win our first 3 games out the bye.
Right.
12 wins, we win a division. We win a division, and I think by then, if we win those three straight, we will have clinched the division. I believe so.
Possibly.
I don't know. Have you
possibly because you got to keep your eye. You have to keep your eye on Cleveland.
No, Pittsburgh has a very soft
Pittsburgh. Sorry,
they have
they have the better record right now. Yes, you have to keep your. But I still think Cleveland. You have to watch out for them,
especially with Joe Fleasy.
Yeah, they have Joe Flacco. So
yeah, I think Pittsburgh is going to win the next one, and I think they're going to drop 2 in a row. All right.
Okay.
And then they're going to go into that last week needing that win to grab a wild card spot, and we'll have already clinched.
Okay.
And I think we'll rest. The Miami game.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know people think, yeah, we're not going to let that happen to us again. What happened last year or the year before, whichever it was. But yes, we are, because
we better not.
If we win 3 in a row, especially if we beat down Jacksonville and San Francisco back to back, confidence on high. Like, yo, what's Miami gonna do?
All right,
my camera cut off. What's up with that? They're gonna be thinking, what's Miami gonna do to us?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Miami's gonna do Miami things. That's what they do. We can definitely drop that game.
Okay.
I do not see us losing to Miami. I don't, because I'm of the mindset that we better not. And I still have a very sour taste in my mouth from last year, how we lost that game in literally the last few minutes of the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And we just can't. Now, realistically, given their talent, yeah, it's possible for us to lose that. But
this one for me is a very interesting game. You got Baltimore going up against the Miami Track Stars. Like they got an Olympic sprint team over there on that squad. But for me personally, I think the defining factor is going to be, one, if our chain plays. I think that boy's averaging like 17 yards a rush. I don't know how you do that. So he's going to be a big factor to me. The fact that they got Jalen Ramsey back to play, that adds a different element on defense, but they did lose Jalen Phillips to a season-ending injury. So that kind of derails the pass rush. But I just think the biggest factor is going to be Tua Tagovailoa. And I think he's going to be the reason that Miami loses this game. The Dolphins all season long have not been good against teams above 500. I don't think they've beaten a team above 500 yet.
They have not. And
I don't think that's going to change when they see us.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. So how many wins and losses do you guys have?
I'm going to treat it like a game of spades. There's a possible one. There is a possible one.
A possible loss. So four wins.
4 wins and a possible loss.
But I just alternate the loss. I have them losing to San Francisco and beating Miami. So I have them going 4-1 down the stretch.
Okay. I have 3-2. That's 12 wins. That gets us that gets us the division. I'm not worried about the number 1 seed. I don't want the number 1 seed. I don't want us having a bye. Okay. So yes, I think the 2 seed that works. And that's the path to the Super Bowl if we're going to get there.
So you saying we lose to Pittsburgh in week 18?
Please, no.
Yeah.
Please.
Listen. Let us not forget when our backups went to Pittsburgh a couple years back and beat them down. They needed that win, and we beat them down with our backup. So
it's possible. It's possible. But if they win the next game,
right,
and then they lose the next 2 games,
they can't do that.
That's my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
That has 8 wins. That means 8 wins,
right,
going into the last game. And one thing they don't do is have losing seasons.
True.
Yeah, but I don't want us to lose to Pittsburgh again. No.
And
But if
shout
it's
out
the
to
Bengals.
Anonymous. Let me read this from Anonymous. Thank you very much for a $10 donation. It says great collab. Thank you. Appreciate that. In fact, let me check over here. Listen, if you guys are donating, first of all, there's two ways we do super chat over here. I should have mentioned that earlier. Okay, first is, bam, right there, right to the right of Hendo, $ LBHT Show. That is the Cash App. If you are donating via Cash App and you don't see a message right away, that's because B's not here. Okay. But I will get it up there. All right. You will get your message put up there. Also, the Stream Elements link is pinned to the chat box. Okay. So both ways, leave your donation, leave your comment. You'll get a nice little animation right there from Microphone Man. All right. Okay. All right. But we're feeling pretty confident about the Ravens finishing out. Okay.
Yes.
And then we'll one game at a time in the playoffs.
One game at a time.
All right. I want to talk some David Tepper.
Okay.
But not yet.
All right.
I want to play a game. Okay. I want to play a game. It's a game, but it's kind of serious. All right. We're going to have to go to court, ladies and gentlemen. All right. You guys didn't know. You guys in the chat didn't know that you were on jury duty today.
Oh.
Okay. You didn't know that.
Ooh.
But you are. You're on jury duty. All right.
No.
Okay. We're going to court. What court are we going to? The court of public opinion. Yes. Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
The court of public opinion is in order. All right. Look, there's a story about look, you guys saw the Bills and Eagles game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great game. Win overtime. The Bills lost.
Right.
The Bills took it pretty hard because that puts them at 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So they're really struggling to get into the playoffs. They're a team that had Super Bowl aspirations. And at 6-6 is not looking good. And going to 6-6 in Philadelphia, in front of that crowd, that is a recipe for disaster if you have a short temper.
Mm-hmm.
Like my man Shaq Lawson. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The defendant. Shaq Lawson and was it Jordan Phillips?
Yeah, him and somebody else came over there. Yeah.
Yes, these are the defendants, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to play a video here. All right, we're gonna take a look at the evidence, and Yolanda is the perfect person to be here for this. Okay, we're gonna take a look at the evidence, and then we're going to state our cases and look, you guys decide for yourself. All right.
Who's
Okay.
my client?
So you said play it again?
No, no, no.
Who's the client?
Who is my client?
Well, we're not. So we're going to be proceeding over this case. We're just going to throw some cases. Okay, you know what? No, we can do that. We can do that. Do you want to be the judge or do you want to be the representative? Do you want to be the attorney here?
It doesn't matter.
Because you're the guest. I'll let you pick.
Oh no, you pick for me.
All right. Yolanda will be the judge. Okay. Hendo, you are going to be you're going to represent the Philly fan, the plaintiff.
Okay.
All right. I will defend these thugs.
This is gonna be
Okay. All right. So Philly fan, I'm not sure if you. I mean, look, I didn't see anything. I don't know. Did you? I mean, he's accusing that he got shoved there. I don't know. I didn't see it.
I saw it. My client got shoved.
Okay. Hendo says he got shoved. I didn't pull up the statement from, I think it was Shaq Lawson. He made a statement basically saying the whole game he was being harassed. This guy was threatening him and his family. Okay. Maybe there's some other evidence to dispute that. I didn't clip that because I'm defending this guy. Okay. But listen, there are longer videos out there. There are longer cuts. In all fairness, there are longer cuts out there where I gotta say, man, for a Philly fan, it seemed pretty respectful. He was doing a lot of yelling. He was doing a lot of clapping. He was laughing at the players. It's annoying. I mean, listen, that's not to say he didn't make some threats, at some point. All right. Because what we do know about Philly fans is they will throw snowballs at Santa Claus
filled with batteries.
So do I believe that they would assault a player if they will assault Santa Claus?
Objection.
Yes.
Objection. This is not about belief. It's not about belief. It's about what you can prove.
We can prove that they assaulted Santa Claus with a snowball, with a battery filled snowball.
We don't know what that Santa did to them.
He didn't go up to him.
We can't correlate this to that. We don't know what Santa did. My client, as we can see, in the red-blooded United States of America in the year of 2023, was out there expressing his First Amendment rights, freedom of speech, regardless of what he said. But as you can see, and you know yourself, counselor, that when you go to Philly, fans are the worst. I'm not going to lie. My city of Philadelphia, we're the worst. But as you can see, my client, he was very, very respectful. He pointed to the man and said, "Hey, take that aggression back onto the field, sir. Don't bring it over here. I know you wanted to be in the playoffs. I know you thought Josh Allen was this, you're going to do that, but you're not. You're nothing. And coming into Philadelphia, you should know what to expect. We have decades of teams coming in here and us belittling them. So why are you so hot-headed? Why did he push my client? Because my client was right? Are you upset and want my client thrown out just because he expressed his God-given right to say, hey, your team sucks?"
Counsel, you do know that the First Amendment is not unfettered and it does have parameters.
That's right. You cannot threaten the lives of people.
Oh, no. Well, counsel, I need you to show me the proof that you can put in the evidence where my client threatened him directly.
I mean, we can't make out what he's saying.
There's
a lot of people yelling. All right.
Speculation and conjecture. Gotcha.
I object. Okay?
To what?
I don't understand. I don't understand what he's saying right there.
Basis? I'm sorry, what's the basis of the objection?
Objection, Your Honor. Big words.
Okay. Objection, counsel used big words. I don't think I've ever heard that. That was a good one.
I mean, listen. Okay. Can we say for certain that the plaintiff was pushed?
Yes.
You believe that a player made contact with them?
No, sir. I know for a fact, because if you would have shown the other videos from other angles, you could see your thug clients, these thugs, just come up and he just, and even in the video you just showed, if you were to replay it, you could see when he put his arm out and did this, you could see him jerk backwards. I don't think that man was dancing.
Oh, you saw that video, huh? Damn.
Counsel, can you please refrain from calling them a thug?
Yeah, objection. They are not thugs. Okay.
Well, that's the way that you described.
What's the way you described the objection, counsel?
First of all, that's counsel. That's the way you described them in your opening argument. So I'm just going off the basis of what you said. What's up, baby girl? You called your own clients thugs, quote unquote.
Okay, look. The jury's asking for the video again. And listen, jury, everybody in the chat, 84 people in here, you're going to have to vote guilty or not guilty on the defendants. Okay, the defendants. And my thing is, I saw like 3 or 4 players over there. Let's count. I don't know why they're only singling out my defendants, Jordan Phillips and Shaq Lawson. I don't understand this.
Before we replay the video, does the defense rest?
Well, no, we gotta replay the video first.
No, first of all, you played the angle in which it was not behind. If you play the video that was behind him, you can clearly see your client.
I couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, it's out there.
Did you guys? Did you see that? Did you see that?
Any other additional evidence you'd like to present?
Yes.
If you see my client like this, and he just
where he's flexing on them.
He's pointing. He's not. Flexing.
He's got a weapon in his hand.
He's got a cup.
He's got a weapon in his hand.
He's got a cup,
and he's saying, "I'm going to mash you." Okay, that's what he's saying right there. And my client wasn't shoving him. He was saying, "Sir, respectfully, I need you to back up."
Back up. Okay. Shout out Noah. So what you're telling me, counselor, is this gentleman with his styrofoam cup is going to advance and
objection, Your Honor,
and threaten.
It's not styrofoam. It's plastic.
Plastic. Okay. His
they
plastic.
Don't have just all right. Just false statements. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, his plastic cup. He was going to assault 250 plus pound athletes with plastic.
Let me ask. Okay.
Not even burnt plastic, just regular plastic.
I would like to reference the case of Detroit Pistons versus Indiana Pacers. Okay, the malice in the palace. Okay, what sparked it off was formerly known as Ron Artest being assaulted with what? With what? A plastic cup.
Okay, just for context, Your Honor. What had happened was a gentleman threw a cup across the arena that landed on Ron Artest. A plastic cup that he threw across, and the drink hit Ron Artest, which set him off. Where a gentleman, yes.
Okay.
Now, where did you see my client throw anything or make any gestures to where he was making a move towards hitting anyone?
This right here, Your Honor.
He was doing this. He was pointing.
He had the cup right here. He's clenching it tight. Then he went like this, and you know, my defendant, my client was saying, "Sir, respectfully, I need you to back up. I don't want to run our test situation here." Okay. And as soon as he did that, and he saw that your client wouldn't back down, he walked away.
Okay,
he said, "You know what?
So I'm
gonna remove myself in the situation."
Okay, so in light of the statement that you just made, why did your client have to walk away in the first place? I'm in the stands.
Thank you, Dandy.
No, Dandy. I'm in the stands, counselor. I'm in the stands. I'm not moving anywhere. You came towards me, so there should be no need for you to walk back if you would have stayed in your place on the sideline where the game is.
He was being threatened, and he was saying, "Sir, kindly just you paid to watch the game. You didn't pay to make threats towards me and my family. Would you kindly just keep it down?" That's all he was trying to say.
So if your client was that calm and that patient, why did he not just walk up to security and have them do that? Why did he have to do that himself?
It's funny you say that, because I did see a video earlier where Shaq Lawson is screaming at the security guard to do his job. Did you see that?
After he pushed him, it was a couple of them. After he pushed him, everybody was like, "Get him out of here!"
He said, "Why don't you do your job?" And that's going to be another case. That security guard needs to be investigated. I'm pretty sure he said "Fly Eagles fly" back to him.
I'm sure he probably did.
Yeah. So biasness all around. It was an inside job, really, if you ask me.
So the inside job made your client push my client.
No, he said respectfully, "I need you to back up," and he was just
respectfully
getting distance. He was trying to get out of the throwing motion of your client's weapon.
So if your client
and we established, so Your Honor, did we establish that a plastic cup can be a weapon?
No,
it hasn't been proven by
anyone. Thank you.
So if we go back to the Mouse in the Palace case where Ron Artest was assaulted with a plastic cup,
when somebody threw a plastic cup at him, they threw a plastic cup across the arena.
So he was assaulted with the plastic cup.
Well, no, he was more upset about the liquid,
by the content in the plastic cup.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
So is your client? Did he have an empty cup?
Can you tell? Do you know if it was in there? You know if it was empty or not?
Listen.
You can't prove either way. But my question to you, counselor, is this. And this is my final question to you. Why, respectfully, didn't your client back up?
He did.
After he pushed him and realized lawsuit.
No, he said, "Would you please back up?" And your guy said, "No." And
Jose,
then he said, "You know what? This is
Jose.
This is not for me. I'm gonna remove myself from the situation." So I answered your question.
Jose,
okay?
you're highly,
he backed up. He did back up.
Highly
Thank
intelligent, respected brother. Highly intelligent, respected brother. My question to you, sir, is: you walk over to me, and I'm standing in the seat, and you ask me to back up.
He froze up.
Yes,
All right.
to back up. No, I'm asking. I'm going to back up behind me, but you can back up by never even coming over there.
You can back up.
That's my case. Back up where? I mean, it's a seat behind me.
So
Let's
okay,
say the jury has reached a conclusion.
Yes, let's end this. Listen, I rest my case. I think we've proven shadow of a doubt.
I just want to point one more thing.
Not a standard.
I just want to point out one more thing. You know, he said he had a seat, but he wasn't sitting in it. Just okay. All right.
Thank you, Danny.
What say you?
Put Danny's comment up there now.
I don't see it. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. What say you, jury? Guilty or not guilty? Put it in the chat.
Sterling.
Hurry up. What's up, Sterling? It says only vegans.
Oh, she don't see what above that. Don't talk about Yolanda like that. Yolanda's not whack.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Wow, Sterling.
I'm vegan.
Wow, Sterling. Way to go.
Right.
I have to eject Sterling. I
don't know that I'm gonna stand by that I'm whack, but okay.
He meant that for
each
him.
His own. To each his own.
And Sterling
loves vegan.
He likes vegan food as well.
Yes, he does. Wait a minute.
Good.
Okay, here we go. Okay,
Right.
the jury has deliberated. Okay, we're coming in. We're coming in with the votes here. Guilty. Mm-hmm. Agent E says no case.
What? He's a hater.
Jordan Yates says not guilty.
What?
Warbone says not guilty.
He likes the Cowboys.
Living Big with Big Red says the fan is guilty.
Big Red said the Baltimore Ravens were the 17th ranked team in the NFL. He don't know anything.
My brother said 50 years of life.
That's a guilty voting.
Okay, so
You've already voted. You've already voted once. We're not going back to
guilty.
you.
Okay,
then if he's guilty, I guess the punishment will be forfeiture of a piece of carefree gum at this point. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter.
He's probably in real life. He's probably going to get fined. Most definitely going to get fined.
And he's going to get a suit against him.
And we're going to put him. Well, we have to come up with some punishments for this game. I didn't think this thing all the way through, but he is guilty in the court of public opinion on LBHT. Okay, and that.
Oh, my bad, Jordan. My bad, Jordan.
Wait, baseball lifestyle said he declared a mistrial. So.
But you're the judge. He can't declare mistrial.
Well, here it's just majority vote. Here it's majority vote, and the majority vote says guilty. So all right, I try, guys. What
say you, judge?
I need additional evidence. This wasn't insufficient.
He's guilty. Thank you.
Okay, listen, I did my best. I try to defend these thugs. Okay, but. I'm teasing, but no, you're guilty, man. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. You can't. You didn't. He didn't threaten you. Let's be real. He did not threaten you. Mm-hmm. You were upset that you lost the game. You're upset that you know what that means for your season. It's frustrating, but you probably should have had a little bit more fight when you lost to some of these other teams that you should have been losing to.
The Jets,
the
Jaguars,
right.
But we have some losses of our own. The Ravens have some losses of our own. We have some losses of our own that we should have lost.
But we're in the playoffs. But we're in the line for the playoffs, though.
I know.
Like at 6-6 for them, with the rest of the schedule, it's not a guarantee. Like, I think right now they're in 9th place.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot of. If this team loses and this one doesn't win, then we have a chance to get. They're going to need a lot of the chess pieces to fall into play for them.
And I think they have like the 5th toughest schedule coming up. I know they got to play Dallas. They have to play Miami again. Like, they got some games against some teams, and they got to play KC. So they got some games coming up where they could have a below 500 season. And my thing is, and it's not justification for it, but my thing is this: going into Philly, those fans are disrespectful. Everybody knows this. So why are you gonna let somebody says? And I understand you're frustrated. Why are you gonna let it get under your skin that bad? They're doing their job. They're getting you off your game.
Yeah, especially, listen, we've heard some, about some of the vile things these fans have said across the league, not just in Philly.
Right, yeah, true.
Right. We didn't get the whole context. We didn't hear everything said, but from what we saw in multiple videos, man, what did he say that was that bad? I mean, he was yelling, he was laughing at you. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't turn your back. Turn your back to him. Everybody's yelling at you. He ain't the only one yelling at you. It's Philly. They're all saying something vile to you.
And if you look in the video, the people behind him were yelling at him.
I didn't even hear the guy. I heard the one go, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, all right. Let's move on to speaking of vile people.
1-0. Yes.
David Tepper.
Oh,
this man's a problem.
He's a problem.
Okay, so I don't know how much, Yolanda, you follow the Carolina Panthers, but this is breaking news, right? Well, not breaking anymore. It's news that Frank Reich, the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, has been fired. They also let go of Deuce Staley and Josh McCown, right? They were assistant coaches on the staff. Now, we've been talking about this for weeks. I think it was overdue, right? But this is something that we knew was going to go wrong from early on. The signs were there. Okay. First of all, David Tepper, before he fired Frank Reich, had fired 5 coaches prior. Okay. Frank Reich was the 6th coach. Right now, actually, no, 4 coaches prior. Frank Reich was his 5th. The interim coach right now is the 6th coach. Is a 6th coach, right? So you fire a coach, interim coach, new coach, fire him, interim coach, new coach, fire him, and now you're on the interim coach. That makes 6 head coaches. Yeah. He's been running this team. He's been in charge of this team for 4 years. He took it over from what's his name, Richardson.
Jerry Richardson.
Jerry Richardson. So in 4 years, he will have. I mean, and this interim coach, Chris Tabor, is not going to be the selection. So he will have his 7th head coach by the start of next year. So that will be 7 head coaches in 5 years. He is the worst owner in the NFL.
Facts.
He's still paying. He owes Frank Reich $9 million per year for the next 3 years.
Yes.
This is Frank Reich's first year.
Right.
All that's guaranteed. He's still paying the previous coach, Matt Rule.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think that's $8 million per.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, it doesn't hurt the team because coaches' salaries don't count against the cap, right? And he's one of the richest owners in the league. So the money that we're talking about is like saying, "Hey, you owe me $8." Right? He don't care. But I mean, it's still a bad look. And I want to play this video. Right? He did a press conference. They spent a lot of draft capital moving up to get Bryce Young. Rookie quarterback. He's been struggling because that O-line is terrible. Frank Reich just wasn't a good fit. And there's some other things going on with Frank Reich, which is why he needed to go, because he wasn't really trying to mold this offense to cater their young starting quarterback.
Right. So
he kind of did it to himself. Let me pull up this video of David Tepper talking about Bryce Young. This is why I'm saying he's a problem, right? Somebody asked him a question about Bryce Young versus CJ Stroud, right? Because they had a number 1 overall pick. They're asking, hey, did you consider taking CJ Stroud? Here's what he says. Hold on. Let me pull this up.
And we talked about it. Originally, we were going to go for the number 2 pick, and we thought we'd get CJ because we thought the Texans were going to pick Bryce. And listen, we preferred Bryce. He was our number 1 pick. We had a lot of conviction. In answer to your questions, it's just not the way the process was done. The process was done the way the process was done.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you caught it in the beginning. He said the original plan was to go with CJ at number 2. They're going to trade the number 2, draft CJ Stroud, because they thought Houston was going to pick Bryce Young.
Yep.
Right? So the deal fell through. They move up to 1 to get Bryce Young. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. If you thought they were going to go Bryce Young and you were cool with getting CJ Stroud, why'd you move up to number 1? Right? You let Houston pick Bryce Young. You say, cool, we got to move to 3 or 4, whatever, to get CJ Stroud. And you get to either keep your first round pick for next year and or keep DJ Moore, because they gave up a first round pick, DJ Moore, second round pick, right? I think there's another pick in there somewhere.
Another first.
Yeah. So yes, and another first. This year's first round pick. That's what I'm referring to. Yes. It's a whole lot. I won't say it's too much if you get the right quarterback, but these comments, it's just like, okay, don't, even if a reporter asks you about CJ Stroud, don't talk about the other quarterback that you don't have. Right. You say, listen, we're 100% in on Bryce Young, and he's like, yeah, Bryce Young was the was our main choice, but the process is the process, and right. And what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me tells me, no, I didn't want Bryce Young. Right? I wanted CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson. I wanted a flashy player, which I know for David Tepper's case was the case. He wanted, because he's been saying that he wants to make a splash at quarterback. He tried to go after Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't want to go there. He made an offer to Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford didn't want to go there. Right? Deshaun Watson. He was in on Deshaun Watson. He just didn't want to pay that extra year guaranteed money. But he's been trying to make that big splash. So no, he didn't want Bryce Young. He didn't want any of these rookies. But I think he was okay with an Anthony Richardson, who seemed more like a flashy player. They had the comparisons to Cam Newton. I think he was leaning towards that when Frank Reich and Caldwell and his staff were leaning towards Bryce Young. I think he begrudgingly went with it, but I think he's been breathing down Frank Reich's neck since then. So he made it a very toxic working environment. Frank Reich actually spoke about it. He said that it just wasn't fun having to talk to him every week after a loss. You should not be that involved. There's also a rumor out there that they didn't say which offensive coordinator it was, so it may not have been his coaching staff or whatever, but during one of the practices, he went up to the offensive coordinator and had like a hand-drawn play that he said he saw Cleveland run in one game, and he wanted that coordinator to run that in the game. This is not like Al Davis, because people used to tell stories about Al Davis. Like Al Davis will call down during the game and say, "Hey, go vertical, do this or whatever." Right? Al Davis used to be a coach.
Yep.
He used to be a head coach before he owned the Raiders. He coached the Raiders. He was a good coach, right? Still, crossing the line, you don't do that, but you can understand it more because he's coming from that coaching perspective, right? Jerry Jones, he played college football. I don't know if he was good or not or whatever. That was back before they had face masks, but he played football.
Yeah.
He played football. So I can understand his passion and want to be involved. Again, shouldn't be doing it, but I see where it comes from. David Tepper is nobody in the football realm. Okay. Right. Yes, he's a multi-billionaire, but your money does not give you all this knowledge all of a sudden to where you can just go out there and say, here's a play that I drew up. I watched a play on TV and I drew it here. Okay. I illustrated it and I handed it to you, and I want you to run that in a professional football game. Are you serious? What do you guys think? Is this guy the worst owner in the league?
I don't really know much about the owners and the other ones in comparison, but from what you're told me today and what I've heard about him, yeah, he's definitely up there in terms of not being.
You know what? That's fair, Yolanda.
Comparable.
And in fact, you gave me an idea. We might have to do a video on the top 10 worst owners in the league, because I think he has competition.
He does.
Right? I haven't forgotten about Pilot Flying J. You guys remember that story? I'm talking about the Browns owner. Right? Was it Brown? Yeah, the Browns owner. Okay, who was being investigated, and actually, I think they found him guilty. The FBI found him guilty of that scheme that he was running. He paid a huge fine. A couple of people in his organization under him went to prison over it. Yeah, don't talk about that, right?
Of course not.
He's also the same owner that drafted Johnny Manziel because he said that a homeless person came up to him and said that he should draft Johnny Manziel. yeah, same guy. Yeah. So okay, all right, really, okay. And I should also add, David Tepper owns a soccer team that's doing really bad too, and he's fired a coach in season this year. So, yeah, Spanos are really bad. Yes.
Yeah, Bidwell.
Oh yeah. Go on. Bishotti is not fourth worst. No, I have a lot of criticism of C. Bishotti. He is on the opposite end in terms of owners. He's one of the better owners in the league. I have my criticisms of him, but worse, no.
Listen, 7 coaches in 5 years, you can't get any worse than that. And then during that same interview, he was like, "Listen, guys, I know it looks bad, but I'm not impulsive. I want to have my next coach for 20, 30 years. That's the kind of team that I'm trying to build." And I think that, and like you said, for the CJ Stroud thing, don't talk about it. Listen, we had a plan in place. I understand. Houston messed that plan up because Houston was going to trade up to number 1. And if they had, they'd have got number 2 for cheaper than what they gave up. But let it go. You got the guy that everybody wanted, regardless. You're stuck with him. You put the best team around him. If you are that owner that wants to win and make splash, step back and let your coaches do what they do. I know that the Panthers are 1-10, but Frank Wright isn't that bad of a coach. I'm not saying he's one of the best, but he's not that bad of a coach. And I just think that Tepper wants, you have guys out there that are billionaires and they want to own sports teams. I think that Tepper wants to be a Jerry Jones and not just be an owner. He wants to be an entertainer. He wants to be talked about like the other guys and just have his name out there as just this brilliant football mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I was cool with getting rid of Frank Wright. I think.
Oh no, yeah, they had to get rid of him.
I mean, listen, I'm not usually in favor of getting rid of a coach. I mean, first year head coach, right? Like, you got to get it right. You got to let him play it out. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the season. Like, it's too early to pull the trigger and say, hey, get rid of him. But the team's quitting on him. Like, if you look at the offensive line, you look at some of the tape out there, they're not even trying. Right? That's not. Iquanu isn't that bad. He's that bad this year, but like, it's not that he doesn't have the ability. They're just not trying out there. You see wide receivers running lazy routes. Like they just don't believe in this guy. And there's talk that the front office had approached Frank Reich about changing up his scheme, doing more things that cater to Bryce Young's what he's comfortable with. I won't say skill sets because he can do it all, but the things that he was more comfortable with doing in college, right? To kind of get him more slowly acclimate him to the NFL. And he just wasn't with it because he said that wasn't his scheme. And this is the problem I have with a lot of head coaches is they don't know how to make adjustments for the talent that they have on the team. They just say, hey, this is my playbook. I can't change it. You got to fit my playbook. My playbook might be outdated, but that's what we're going to run. So he had to go for sure. But damn, man, you're going to go on your 7th head coach. That means your vetting process is all jacked up. Mm-hmm. All right. What else we got here? Super Brother. I'm glad he didn't trade for Lamar. Yes, Super Brother, he didn't want Lamar. He was one of the owners that spoke out and said, yeah, he had no interest in Lamar.
And if you want to learn more about that, we got a video out.
Yes, we have a video out. All right. I took entirely too long on the court of public opinion. All right. We are going to speed through the rest of these things, and then we're going to get to the overtime show. And we'll be discussing our overtime show. Our guy Dion. Oh man,
Ooh.
Deion Sanders. It kind of, the wheels kind of fell off towards the end of the season for him. He's struggling a little bit right now with recruiting, but we're going to discuss it. We're going to discuss what he did wrong and how he can fix it. We're also going to have another court of public opinion. Okay. On Josh Giddey. You guys know who Josh Giddey is? NBA player Josh Giddey. He's gotten in a little bit of trouble. All right. So we're gonna break that down and we're gonna decide. It's gonna be one of those close to the public court sessions. All right. You gotta be a member of our Patreon. So if you want to get in, go to patreon.com/LBHT Show. We're gonna discuss that. Also, there's gonna be another trial. There's gonna be 2 trials.
Oh,
Because T.I.'s son, who's standing on business, now wants to file assault charges against his dad. Okay, in the court of public opinion. Okay, so we're going to decide whether
court will be in session in the overtime show. So I hope to see you there.
There you go. Here come the jokes.
Giggity.
Y'all go to patreon.com/LBHT Show. We're going to have a lot of fun there. All right. We're going to do submitted questions. All right. Submitted questions. First, let me make sure I didn't miss any. Oh, I do have a Cash App. Look at that. It's a good thing I checked. This is where B will come in. This is where B will come in. All right. Sterling, I see it. Give me 1 second. He says, for Philly fans riot in Philly when they win, they wild. Yes.
They are wild.
Okay, I'm gonna put that up in a second. I appreciate you, Sterling. In fact, maybe they'll let me do it right now. Let's see.
Absolutely. Yeah, Philly wild. Like they have to grease their poles after wins from their sports teams because the people climb up the poles, break stuff, fall down. Yeah, Philly's a wild place. And they put cheese whiz on their cheesesteaks.
They do. I can't even defend that. I mean, they invented it. There it is. Thank you, Sterling. I appreciate the donation. Salute to you. All right. There you go. We got it. We did it. Whew. All right. Submitted questions time. Now, if you guys don't know, you get points for doing exactly what you're doing right now. All right. Participating in the chat, donating to the show, subscribing to our Patreon, subscribing to the channel, subscribing to our Patreon. Those all get you loud points. Also, if you see right below my name, LBHTShow.com. That's our website. Go over there. When you go over there, you'll get a prompt to put your email address in there. Don't be afraid. Okay. That is for our newsletter. We haven't put it out yet, but it is coming. I say it every week, but it is coming. All right. If you subscribe to the newsletter, send us a message. Let us know. You get 1,000 points. Now, what do these points do for you? Well, 1,000 points is the threshold that you have to make to enter our drawing, which we do every month. That drawing is for a $25 gift card. All right. The main prize is for the person with the most points at the end of the month. Okay. That person gets a gift of their choice within a certain dollar amount, between $75, $100, something like that. Right. Speaking of which, Danity, you have to let us know what you want. You DM'd us and then we got back to you and then we didn't hear anything back from you. Danity, you won last month. So DM us and let us know what you want and we'll get that to you. All right. But yes, submitted questions is another thing that you can do to get points. So what you do, email us, lbhtshow@gmail.com. DM us on anywhere on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Also, Blue Sky. Blue Sky. If you guys don't know what that is, that's a new social media that's popping up from the creator of Twitter, original creator of Twitter. We're on there as well. All the same thing, at LBHT Show. Right? DM us, email us, hit us up in the community tab and get your question in. And if you read it on air, you get points. All right. So who do we have today? We have 2 questions. Question number 1 from our guy Julian says, if Mike McDonald leaves the Ravens after the season, who do you think should take over as D coordinator?
That is an excellent question.
All right, I'll
First,
let you go first. Yeah, go ahead, Yolanda.
I have to think about it, but the only thing I will say is, Julian, I hope he doesn't leave, and I know the possibility of him leaving is great because he's going to be very, very well sought after. So, but I don't know. I have to think about that one.
Okay. If they go on the line of succession, it's going to be Anthony Weaver, former Raven. That's who it's going to be.
What was the question? Who do we want, or who is likely to?
Oh, who do we want?
Who do we think should? So that means to me we can choose anyone.
Yeah, but I know the Ravens. They're going to go in house.
Well, okay. Let's think. Who do we think should? Yes, I think they'll go in house. I think they should go outside. Look,
Jeremy got it.
What did Jeremy say?
Flores.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Flores.
Yeah, that's a good one. Jeremy.
Flores with Flores with the Vikings, but we'll see how these coaching firings take place in the offseason. All right. He might be available. Who's another one?
Leslie Frazier.
I like him. I think his time is coming to an end over there in Buffalo.
No, they let him go.
They let him go already?
They let him go last year.
I thought he was who they have this year?
Well, they let him go earlier this year. I know they let him go. They parted ways.
I know.
They let him go this year.
I know. Steve Wilkes is the whipping boy over in San Francisco. He might be available.
Yeah,
that would be a good one. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Jeremy Flores.
NT Sports says Ed Reed. Okay, Ray Lewis.
Please, I'm about to say, please don't start with the Ray Lewis.
All right. Question number 2. From Jeremy says, who do you think the Panthers will hire as their next head coach? Great question.
You know what? I finally think Eric Bieniemy gets his shot to be a head coach.
You don't think he's going to get his shot to be head coach in Washington? Because I'm just certain Ron Rivera is out.
Yeah, he's
after the season.
He's toast.
Ron Rivera has more lives than a cat.
And you're right.
Never had back-to-back seasons ever, and he keeps a job.
But if he is out after the season, do you think that Bieniemy will get his shot at it?
I'm not for certain, but the thing you have to look at is this new ownership group weren't the ones that hired Eric Bieniemy. It was the old ownership group, so
okay.
They may want their people. I don't know.
All right. So here's my thing. I think it should be somebody already on the staff. I think they have a good chance of it being somebody on the staff. And it would be kind of weird because I don't think it's going to be Chris Tabor. He's the interim coach. He's the special teams coach. Was the special teams coach. Now he's the interim head coach. I don't think he's going to get the job. But on that staff, you have Jim Caldwell. You have Thomas Brown, right? And you have Evero, the defensive coordinator. And his name is kind of getting some buzz, right? These are coaches that were there on a decision making to bring in Bryce Young. I think any one of those guys will have a vested interest in developing Bryce Young and making sure he's successful. I think if you go outside of that network, coaches always want to bring in their own guys. So you bring in somebody that doesn't have a tie to Bryce Young. It's going to be hard because he's not invested in them, but you invested too much to just move on from him.
Right.
So I think it has to be one of those people. Now, if you don't go with any of those, and I don't think he's going to want to, I think that I heard that he has somebody in mind, and I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Okay, using my detective skills to pieces together. Somebody put it out there that he would be interested in taking that job. Former tight end Greg Olsen. I could see David Tepper offering him the job. I don't like it. That's just how I feel. It's just how I feel. All right. Okay. Those are the submitted questions. We're gonna we gotta move quick here. This is go time. This is go time. All right. B would not approve of my slowness here. All right. He be telling me to pick it up. All right. We are going to do, let me see if I have it here. I gotta change this. We gotta do week 13 predictions.
Rapid fire.
Right. Rapid fire. Week 13 predictions. You guys know how this works. If you want to follow along, type fast. Let's go. Seattle at Dallas Thursday night. Who do y'all got?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Y'all scared. That's all right. I ain't scared. Seattle. I'm going Seattle. Let's go.
I wasn't scared, but I just read an article saying that Geno Smith looked a little bit different in practice this week. He had like a little extra bounce to his step. But he's writing a lot of people back. So yeah, Dallas got this.
Right. A little bit of extra pep in his step just makes him mediocre. So I'm sticking with Dallas.
That's what I'm talking about, Yolanda. Mediocre.
Where's Warbone? Where Warbone's supposed to be here to throw Dallas? Good night, AGE. Thanks for coming through.
And LBHT family, as we're going through these, let us know who you think is going to be the upset of the week. As we're going through these rapid fire, put in the chat when we get to your team or when we get to the team that you think is going to pull the upset. Let us know.
I like that. All right. Type in your picks. All right. Next, we have Colts at Tennessee Titans.
Colts.
Yeah, I got the Colts.
Jonathan Taylor's hurt. I'm going with Tennessee.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Next, we have LA Chargers at New England Patriots.
Chargers.
Bailey Zappi starting at quarterback. Give me the Chargers.
I think the Chargers will win by 35. Next, Detroit Lions at the Saints.
Detroit. They're coming off a loss, so I think they're gonna bounce back.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard, Jose.
Man, that loss to the Packers scared me.
Yeah, but listen, you got Dennis Allen and Derek Carr. That's all I gotta say, Detroit.
Yeah, I got Detroit. Okay, next we got the Falcons at the Jets.
Neither. But I'm gonna go with the Jets. I think they're gonna have a little bit of excitement surrounding the buzz of the 21 days that now their quarterback Aaron Rodgers has now entered the 21 day to make him active. They just announced that today. I
got to ask y'all a question because his injury, like he's not an alien or anything like that, right?
Right.
The speed in which he recovered, was he just lying about his injury?
It could be just so he can say he had a miraculous comeback.
Yes,
his ego is that big,
and he's that type of grifter.
Yeah, could be. And Danity has this one as the upset of the week. Jets.
Don't put that up. This is not an upset by any means.
You'll be upset that you watched the game,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next week.
No, we didn't pick, did we? No, me and you didn't pick.
Oh, I didn't pick. Oh,
No.
okay. I got. Well, I mean, can they sneak Ludacris back into the stadium and get them hyped up?
No.
I'm gonna go Falcons.
Really? Desmond Ritter is quarterback. But listen, the New York Jets got that defense. I'm going with the Jets.
I'm taking the Jets.
Speaking of Ludacris, did you guys see the video when he was performing and Jameis Winston was was getting hyped? He was rapping the lyrics. He was all in Derek Carr's face trying to get him hyped up.
Yeah. Jameis Winston's a happy young man.
I love that dude, man. He's like, man, clap it up. We got paid today.
Right.
Next, we got the Cardinals at the Steelers. The Steelers, I think, are going to get their 8th win. I don't know how they do it.
This is my upset of the week.
Did you upset of the week? Yeah.
I'm going with Arizona. I just can't pull myself and bring myself to announce the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win.
So as Yolanda was stealing off my notebook, this is my upset special of the week. The Arizona Cardinals are going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's not going to be close, and it's not going to be a fluke.
Okay.
I think I disagree. I think it'll be close. I think it's maybe 3 points,
All right, so
7
yeah.
at the most. But a win is a win, and I'll
8.
take it over the Steelers.
Okay. All right. Next, we got the Panthers at Tampa Bay. Now that we got the bad juju out the room, Frank Reich is gone. I believe Thomas Brown's going to be calling plays again. The only one that they have was when Thomas Brown called the plays. He only called plays for like 2 or 3 games.
Yep.
With that being said, I'm going with the Bucks.
I'm going to go with Danity. This is an upset. Her second upset alert.
Yeah, you can't have 2, Dandy.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm going with Danity. I'm rooting for the Panthers here.
Okay. So being that Danity picked 2 games that don't really mean that, we'll put them together and that makes 1 upset. So we'll go with that. And every team that has made a change, either with the head coach or the offensive coordinator, the very next week has put on a performance like no other. So I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers because I even think Baker Mayfield's hurt. So yeah, I'm going with Carolina.
And Shug, I love you too.
Hey. Be respectful, Shug.
Right.
He said respectfully.
Respectfully. But I mean, he's halfway a Ravens fan anyway. So
He is.
okay.
All right. This is not rapid fire.
Not at all.
Miami at Washington. Miami by 50.
Yeah, Miami. I'm definitely going with Miami on this one.
Got to take Miami.
All right. Denver at Houston. I'm going Houston. Yeah.
I'm going Houston too. Denver in that 5-game win streak done.
Likewise, I'm going with Houston.
Okay. Cleveland at the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Give me Joe Flacco in Cleveland because I know he's going to start this week.
Joe Flacco. I hope he gets in there.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Rams.
All right. This might be the game of the week here. San Francisco at Philly.
This is the game of the week, and I am going with San Francisco.
Oh, who you got, Hendo?
I'm going with, listen, class of the AFC. To beat a man, you got to beat the man. I'm going with Philly.
Yeah, I'm going with Philly too. This man, Brock Purdy's really bringing this team down. They should be in Philly spot right now. They have everything. They
do.
Except quarterback.
Yeah, they do.
Kansas City at Green Bay. I mean, Kansas City.
I'm taking Kansas City, but not by much.
Okay. We'll be competitive. Cool.
Okay, Raven Ron said that's his upset of the week. Green Bay.
Which one is this upset?
Okay.
Green Bay. Over AC.
I can see it. I can see it. I would not be shocked or surprised.
And watch them get beat by 24.
And then the final game, the Bengals at Jacksonville. Man. Before Burrow got hurt, this would have been this could have been possibly the game of the week. But they have no chance. I got Jacksonville.
Likewise.
All right, that is it. Not so rapid fire, but a lot of fun. All right, and we're rounding that corner. We're getting close to the 2-hour mark. We cannot hit 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen.
Hashtag no 2 hours.
Yes.
I've never heard you say that before.
Oh, just when I'm on the stream. But if I'm not on the stream, you guys feel free to stream along, for 2, 3, 4 hours straight.
That's crazy.
Listen, this is going to be the shortest NBA segment because we got this. Okay. If we hit 2 hours for the first time while B was gone, I'll never hit the end of that.
Never hit the end of it.
Mark Cuban sells the Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen. I should have pulled up the number. I think it was like $3.5 billion. Does that sound right?
That sounds about right.
He sold that team for a lot of money. He still runs the team.
That's It's odd to me. He sold the majority stakes of his team, but he's the controlling partner.
Listen, if I give you $3.5 billion, you get season tickets. Okay, that's it. You're not running anything. That's my team.
I mean, listen, who is it? What is it? Her name is Miriam Adelson.
Yeah, $3.5 billion sale. That's what.
And that's nothing to her because she owns the Los Angeles Sands, the biggest casino in the world. So that 3 point something billion to her, she's like, you do your thing. I just want to own a team. So she's
I'm sorry. I don't know the percentages, right? Like he's getting up to controlling percentage. I'm assuming it's probably like a 60-40 split or something like that, right? So the team valuation is probably closer to what, $6 billion?
No, the team evaluation is like $4 billion, I believe. 4.25 billion.
4.25 billion.
So third NBA.
So she owns about 80 to 90% of the team. How the hell is he controlling anything?
That's the thing that confused me.
If you want to be a general manager, sure, I'll hire you as a general manager, but you don't control anything. You know, you want to be team president or whatever. You don't control anything. Yes, I think it's probably one of those things where, yes, it's my team. I reap all the benefits. You know, you still have a stake in the team. I'll let you run it because I'm not interested in running it.
Right. Or I mean, it could be a transitional phase because she has a stepson that handles the business over there, and they may be transitioning. It may be one of those Art Modell, Steve Bisciotti situations where for the first couple of years they're just together running things, and I'm just showing you the business. I'm showing you how to run things, and after a certain period of time, then maybe her and her son take over. But yes, Danity, it is a woman. Miriam is a woman.
Yes. Yep. All right. Yolanda, you got any thoughts on this?
No, not really. I'll just, this is off topic. Well, not totally off topic, but sort of kind of in an unconventional kind of sort of way. I'll just leave you with 2 words since we're talking about NBA. Go Magic.
All right. Go Magic. Okay. Now, I lied. This is not going to be the shortest segment ever. This is because I'm not even, look, when I say short, okay, this is going to be super short. I don't even have the combat corner tile up here. That's all right. All I want to do is put this up just to say, okay, PBC Boxing. I know this might sound foreign to some of you guys. PBC, it's owned by Al Heyman. That's where you get a lot of fighters like Tank used to fight under PBC, Errol Spence, the Charlo brothers, whatnot. Their deal with Showtime came to an end. There'll be no more boxing on Showtime. They shuttered that. Right, the last fight was this past weekend. David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. That's the last pay-per-view that they're putting on there. No more boxing on HBO. No more boxing on Showtime. Right. So where does PBC go now? Because you're talking about a ton of fighters. Amazon. They're close to a deal with Amazon. They're going to finalize that soon, and it's supposed to be a huge deal. So that is your Combat Corner segment. And thank you, Chocolate Lady Cap. Says, hey, LBHT. Hey, Chocolate Lady Cap. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Let me do a quick check over here. Make sure I didn't miss any donations. Yes, look, if you're sending donations in, much appreciated. If you're sending them via Cash App, they're running a little bit slower because B's not here today. What just came up on the screen? Did I get another donation?
No.
Oh, okay. I heard. Okay, nope, we're good. All right, I just want to make sure we don't miss anybody. Okay, all right. That's the show. We got to do trivia. And then we are out of here. Let me pull this up. Trivia time. Okay. B gave me the trivia.
Did he?
He said you have half of the answer. Is this true, Hendo?
I should, but he changed it up on me. But I mean, I have the answer.
Okay. All right. 68 people in here. Hit the like button. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. This is for points. Okay. This is for points. All right. Also, I want to mention, go over here, patreon.com/LBHT Show. Don't even worry about it. Just go over there, sign up, give us your money. All right. Now I was playing. Look, we got $5 tier, $10 tier, $20 tier, $60 tier. Don't worry about the $60 tier unless you're a content creator. right? That's for content creators. But the other tiers, even at $5, that's all you need to get access to the Overtime Show, which is what we're going to be doing coming up here shortly. We'll be talking about Deion Sanders, Josh Giddey, and T.I. beating up his son. Okay, standing on business. All right. Also get you access to our Discord channel. All right, which is well worth the price of admission. Okay, $10 tiers, $20 tiers. Those will get you into our Pick'ems League, and the $20 tier is for $10 tier is for our Dynasty Football League, which there will be some openings next season. It is for a championship belt, a very lovely belt. We give away a lot of stuff here. We do a lot of prizes. We do a lot of things. So go head over there and check it out. If you have $5 in your pocket, and I know you do, just $5. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. That is the best deal. And it's a great gift for the holidays. All right. Give it to your friends and loved ones. All right. Share the gift of lunch break hot take. Okay. All right. Yes. There's his plaque. He's got fingerprints all over it because he refuses to wipe it down.
My granddaughter. I do. My granddaughter. She loves playing with this.
Okay. All right. I forgive you then. I forgive you.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Trivia question. There's Hendo's belt. You can get that over on his. It's actually half my belt. He won't admit it.
What? Is this ring half your ring?
No, not the ring, but the belt is. Should have my face on there too. All right. Listen, our chat is getting very sophisticated because towards the end of the stream, people like to trail off, but the word is getting out that we do trivia time towards the end, and they're like, "Oh, those are points. Those are for points." So we still got 62 people in here that want to get their points. All right, cool. Here it is. It says, trivia question is, who has the most career tackles in NFL history, and how many? Okay. So, do they have to get both answers right to get points, or are we going to give them points for getting the first part right and bonus for how many tackles?
Okay, we'll give them points for getting it right and bonus for if they can give you the number of tackles.
Okay, all right.
And I will say this: when y'all out there Googling, some of those things are going to tell you wrong.
All right. Okay. So the first three people that get the right player get points.
Okay.
If you can get how many tackles, you get bonus points. All right. How many points? Don't ask me. Don't put me on the spot. B will take care of this later. All right. All right. Put your names in there. Okay. I see a couple. All right. Now I know the name. I don't know the number. Hendo has the number. All right.
Memorized.
Now start typing, ladies and gentlemen, and please, okay, don't get it wrong. All right. You have Google there. Do not.
They're gonna get.
Oh, Google's lying to them? Is that what's going on?
Google. First of all, Google's going to lie to you about who number one is on certain sites, and they're also going to lie to you about the number of tackles. That's what makes this interesting because when B and I were discussing it, he was like, you're wrong. It's this person. I'm like, no, you got to look on a certain site to get the real number.
Okay, so we have. Let's see.
We got three answers.
Start. Okay, I put in tackles. How many tackles? Okay, Raven Ron. It's Urlacher and 200 tackles. Urlacher used to get 200 tackles in 1 year. This is most tackles ever. Okay? Ever. All right. Here's the answer here. I'm not sure if the numbers.
You froze. Okay, so you got the answer right, but you got the number wrong. And I think we have three. We have three winners. We have MDT Sports, Brandon Buck, and Damon Watkins. You are the three winners.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So MDT, what is it? 1,000, and Brandon, you get 750. I don't know how to get the points. Whatever they give to you, you three get the points. No one has gotten the number of tackles correct yet. Somebody was close. All right. And how many people are we gonna give bonuses to? Just
I'm
one?
back. I'm sorry about that.
You good?
All right, was that the right number? 1568.
No. So how many
He
people are
was
we gonna?
right.
So how many people are we gonna give bonuses to if they get the number right? Just one.
How many got it? How many got it in the chat?
Well, 3 people got the person right, and only one person has gotten the number right so far.
NDT Sports, Buck,
Buck,
and who
Damon
else?
Watkins. Damon
Damon
Watkins.
Watkins. Let me write this down. MDT Sports, Buck, and Damon Watkins. I gotta get that. Got spelled out right. Damon Watkins.
Well,
Okay.
congratulations to you, Damon Watkins.
And how many tackles?
Only one person got it right so far.
He said he
All right.
never won anything before, so congrats.
Congrats, Damon. Congrats.
First time winner.
Oh, good job. Good job. All right, you get some points down. Okay. Now let's wrap it up because B's messaging me now saying wrap it up, B.
All right. So Brandon Buck also got the bonus points. The total number of tackles is 2,059.
2,059. All right.
Okay.
All
and
right.
listen, Damon, you did win the loyalty points, but listen, and I don't know if Jose has explained this to you. Make sure you come back because if you get up to 1,000 loyalty points, you are eligible for the drawing.
Yes. We do a drawing at the end of the month / beginning of next month. All right. All you need is 1,000 points, and this is for a $25 Amazon gift card. All right. So, these aren't nothing prizes. These are some good prizes, and if you get the most points,
you get to
pick your point. You get to pick your prizes. Now, if you do exclamation point points, if you type that in, our Stream Elements bot will tell you how many points you have. If you do exclamation point top, it'll tell you who the top 10 people are that have points on the channel. Okay, and we do this every month. So if you don't win anything this month, it resets next month. All right. That's how it works.
And Damon, you can subscribe now. It's totally free. You just hit the subscribe button. But if you wanted to become a patron, you can certainly do that too.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen. Yeah, subscribing is free. If you want to be a Patreon, $5. And listen, man, it's no pressure. You don't have to spend any money to get points here. Okay, we've had plenty of winners that won that don't spend a dime. Just come here, participate, be a part of the community. That's the whole point of this. We want to build a community over here. All right. So we appreciate you. All right, Hendo.
Yes, sir.
Let the people know where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me at the Rogue Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. I do a live stream every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Not sure about this Sunday though, because we're on a bye. I do a show on Tuesday nights, live stream with my man, Mr. Galloway, Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway, where we talk everything hip hop, especially old school hip hop. But now we're kind of getting into doing interviews. And this week, from the Ravens Roundtable, we are going to have Chris Just Joking as our guest. So you can find myself, Jose, Brodny, Chris Just Joking, OTL Mike, and Coach Evans on Sip the Tally Monday nights at 9 p.m. doing the Ravens Roundtable, recapping all of your Ravens news. And I think that's pretty much what I got. That's pretty much it for me going right now.
All right. And Yolanda, you can see they can find you in the chats. Okay.
You can always find me in the chat, or you can catch me on social media cheering on my Gators, my Ravens, and my Magic.
All right, go Magic. I'm a Brooklyn fan, but hey, look, shout out to the Magic. All right, shout out to the Gators. All right, and
shout out to the Magic.
Shout out to them. Shout out to you guys. You still have 50 people in here at the end, man. Really appreciate you. The community's growing. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Oh, I have to give a shout out. I hope he's still watching. I meant to do it at the beginning. Shout out to Al. Al stopped me when I was pulling up to work. He yelled at me. I was like, who's this bad man coming up to my truck? And he said, yo, what's up, LBHT? I was like, oh.
Wow.
Right. You know me. Al, you made my day, brother. Salute to you, man. I appreciate you. He said he's a fan of the show. He watches all the time, man. Thank you very much. Very humbled by that. Thank you. I appreciate that. So shout out to you if you're watching. All right. Okay. That is the show. Patrons, get ready. Overtime show starts in a couple of minutes. Everybody else, thank you very much. Hold up. Am I ready? I'm about to say be ready. Am I ready?
Are you
yes,
ready?
I'm ready. Okay. Everybody have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Peace.